Hi guys, I'm here today to take you through my prose folder. If you missed the last video, check that out. I'm going to try and make prose, poetry and drama 10 minutes each, where I just quickly take you through everything and show you everything. So I'm just going to get straight into it. So as you can see, again, I have a spec, and this one's specifically for prose, and I highlighted all the kind of like important things to do with prose. So that is from the edXL website. So like I said, I keep a spec in every single folder, and then these are the specific band descriptors for prose, and obviously I highlighted what it takes to get into the level 5, which is the top band. Again, I always have like alphabetically like named sections. So these are the novels and prose, and this is how in year 12 I set up my prose responses. So this is how I would like set up the prose essay as a whole. I wouldn't say I stuck to this completely, but this is from year 12, and I think it worked in year 12, but I think this changed in year 13. Then I just have a little extract on how to analyze prose fiction extracts, which is really good. So make sure you get resources again. And then this is something else that you'll also see a lot. I kept a terminology checklist, and this one's specifically pertaining to prose. When I do a video on like English hacks, I'm gonna go through like 5 or 10 English hacks for you guys, and you'll see what I mean by terminology, because your life could be so much easier if literally you can narrow it down to terminology a bit. But I will explain that in the English hacks. And in terms of the prose books themselves, because prose is prose, it's not short, I'll just go through that in the English hacks about how to kind of go about reading novels, because yeah, there are ways to do that as well. And then my first prose book was Atonement by Ian McEwan, and basically what I would do in like my study supports at 6th form is to get loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of critical kind of essays on the text. So you can go on Google Scholar, you can see if you can get access to JSTOR, you can see if your school has like an e-magazine place that you can go to get these things, because they are so, guys, when I tell you how I got an A star in English Lit, this stuff right here is the pivotal stuff. Like, you need to go and find journals or journal articles about every single text you're studying, because I'm telling you, the things you read, it makes you like analyze the text in a way that you're not doing in the classroom, because in the classroom it can be quite basic level. But to go ahead and get that A star, I would say read all the journals in the world. Like literally, even though like I had no access to the journals, what I would do is like, if they were there in full form, I'd print them all, or I would screenshot the page and print the extract, just to like literally just to get even the introduction or the smallest thing, because it's what made my writing better. I got full marks in my Keats essay because of reading journals. So reading journals is like, if I give you like the biggest tip I have, or one of the biggest tips I have, is to just find journals or extracts. And as you can see, these are just more journals, and what you want to do is just go through that and just literally pick out anything that you can. They just help you to read the texts in different ways, and they help you to like get like into more like university level essays, which is what you do need if you're aiming for an A star. So yeah, even if you won't have full access to the journals, literally just, I'm not sure if this is illegal, so don't report me, but just screenshot like the introduction. So these are all the screenshots that I'd get, and then I'd print them, and they were just on so many random topics that you could incorporate into your essays, which just makes them higher level. This is Atonement. Welcome to Atonement. I'm just extra, so I like visual things. That's how I learn. what I would do is I would go on SparkNotes and then copy and paste everything to make mini booklets. So this is the contents of the booklet. This is a bit of information about the author, Ian McEwan, and then this is the summary. So this is all from SparkNotes, just to give me like an overview in booklet form, and something that I had a physical copy of myself, because I'm someone that can't read things like on a screen, so I have to print it down and highlight it. And York Notes book, I had a York Notes book, and I'll probably show that in my English hacks, because there is a way that you can use things like York Notes and Spark Notes. Even though your teachers kind of like deter you from doing it, you can use them, and this is what that would have been. So I would have used York Notes in a specific way to derive specific things, because you're not trying to, those books are kind of long, I'm not gonna lie, and you're not trying to get everything from it, you're trying to get the relevant juicy bits that will aid your essays. So this is me going through the York Notes text and finding what specifically do I need and what specifically can I learn from that. And it's really good. I think York Notes is really good, and I highly recommend, but you'll see that later. This is missing because it's in my revision file. These are missing because they're in my revision file. And then again, this is all from SparkNotes. So like I said, I was literally like compiling, this is from year 12 by the way, so the booklet stuff is from year 12, but I was literally compiling like mini summaries from my from SparkNotes and printing them to kind of like make a mini booklet kind of thing. It's just that it helps you to just get familiar with the book. It's best to get as much information from as many different sources, and I can talk about some sources that are unconventional and that your teachers would probably raise their eyebrows to in my English hacks video, but there are so many sources you can just get even the tiniest bit of information from, and it's amazing. So you saw that the color changes, from black to green to yellow, because Atonement is written in 3 parts as well. So I color coded each chapter summary to align with each part. So like little things like that, like kind of little visual things, can help you also. These are the important quotes that kind of we drew up in class for Atonement, and then these are all from SparkNotes again, to just see like what they consider as important quotes, and to just bear that in mind whenever doing like PEE whatever paragraphs. And then the next novel is What Maisie Knew by Henry James, and again you see journal articles. That's the first thing you see, even though most of these are just extracts from the introductions. You just have to like print screen, but literally I feel like I looked at so many journal articles for English. The more obscure or harder your text is, I think that looking at journal articles is just the best thing in the world, because they kind of open up the text to you if it is difficult to access. And this is another journal article, So What Maisie Knew was really hard and there wasn't a lot on it, so looking at journal articles really helped me grasp some of it in a way that I couldn't kind of grasp from, let's say, your conventional sources. So looking at journal articles really helped with that. It labeled, and What Maisie Knew for me was green, and then Atonement was blue. And then again you get the little introduction to the booklet with a contents page, some information about Henry James, the summary of the book, because this was on Shmoop and they just released it, so I got a summary of that. And then this context was very important because it was our pre-1900 text, yeah. So had to get a lot of context on that, and it was really important to incorporate context. So again, That's why I ask you to like print out your specs, because you need to know when and where to include context, and context was a big part of this paper. It's just a summary of the preface to different chapters that is from the internet, just to kind of compile a quick overview, because it is important to remind you that my A-level was linear, so everything was being taken at the end of year 13, and we had to like remember everything from the previous year. So it's really good to have these summaries to just refresh your mind, especially when you have different things added on top of that. Everything that's empty will be in my actual exam season revision folder, and then again these are just important quotes that we compiled in class and important quotes from online. This orangey yellow section was for similarities and differences between the text, because it was a comparison paper and you needed to compare the text. So yeah, I did the texts individually, as you can see at the first two halves of the folder, and then in this last section I then started to compare them. So if you have a comparison prose, that is a good way to go about it. Now obviously we don't know what these characters look like, so to kind of help me to put a face to a name, I would make character profiles and like write quick summaries about their lives and stuff like that. So this is a very, and also a very good way to go about English. So this is obviously for what Maisie knew, and the summaries are just from SparkNotes like I mentioned earlier. And yeah, this is what I would picture the characters to look like. I'm a very visual person, so it really did help me to just kind of picture the characters. And then for Atonement, because there's a film on Atonement, I like took screenshots or pictures from this film of the different characters, and you'll see like this, there are no pictures, but basically this is what a character profile would look like. It was just the name of the character and a quick summary. And again, when you're doing linear A-level, this is a good way to just refresh yourself about everything. It's a really good way to visualize everything and to just kind of see who you're studying, if that makes sense. But I hope that helped to get you a bit organized and to just get you thinking about the kind of modes and resources that you can use. If you have any questions, leave them down below and let me know what you think or what you want to see. I hope these are making sense. I will do poetry and drama next, and then probably do one video in total about English revision. But these are just kind of my classroom folders / how to just get a bit organized. I hope that you enjoyed that, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.